Hey everybody, welcome back to Richter Knives, episode number 16. And what we're going to talk about today is, what do you think when you hear the words pocket knife? So, for me, when I hear the words pocket knife, what it embodies in my mind is mostly what you see here on the screen. I think of something more like this, like a slip joint. And I think it's just from the era that I was raised in and how people used pocket knives back then. They may have had them, but I don't guess I've seen them. A bunch of flippers and out the fronts and all those things. What I've seen everyday men carry, even women, is a slip joint pocket knife. And you'd see my uncles, my dad, my grandpa, they'd, going about their everyday task, and they'd pull this out of their pocket, open it up, and cut something, and not even think a second thing about it. To them, it was a tool. To them, this is something when if they had to skin something in the woods, or if they had to, cut a hose on their truck, or open a package, or cut a string off their shirt. Didn't really matter. This was a tool that was in their pocket every single day. This is what they used. And I always think of this. And when I see this knife, the reason I say that is this knife in particular is because of the jig bone, because of the patina, the carbon steel. And it's nothing fancy. I mean, it looks nice, but it's a tool. And I hear that walk and talk, and I can remember back in the day, you'd hear that, you'd know a knife was being used, right? But this embodies pocket knife. When you say pocket knife, this is what my mind's eye looks at. Same thing. I've seen many a guys tote one of these bad boys around and use them like they were meant to be used. And they just went inside their pocket and pulled it out. And, I said on one of my videos the other day about my old timer, I said that I got it when I was 5 years old. And I carried it to kindergarten. And somebody commented on that. You had a pocket knife in kindergarten? Well, yeah. I mean, I really did. And like I said, I didn't pull it out and show everybody. I didn't, make a big deal of it. I left it in my pocket. And I didn't pull it out in front of the teacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a goof. But I did carry a pocket knife with me every day. Not for malicious intent. Not because I was going to whip it out and, threaten somebody's life with it. Because maybe I needed it to do something. And I didn't want to lose it. And I wanted to use it. It was part of what went in my pocket every day, right? I knew if I had got caught with it, I'd have probably went to the principal's office. But that's when I was really young. When I got in high school, I really didn't care. And I didn't think anybody would ever. I kind of went to a country school. So everybody had a pocket knife. But, when you have a pocket knife, you use it. And when I was 5, 6 years old, my dad taught me the rules of a pocket knife, which every man should teach your children. Don't pull it out on nobody. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. Know how to close it. You know what I mean? Keep it sharp. That way you're not, putting too much force on something and then end up cutting yourself. Just basic knife maintenance. Oil it, whether it's WT-20, which my dad used to call it, but it's W40, right? Or whether it's a mineral oil or whatever. You could put it down in the joint, clean it out. Make sure your carbon steel blades are oiled every now and then. You clean them up. You cut something, you wipe it off. It's a pocket knife. And I'm one of those folks who I enjoy and I love those modern folders. just like everybody, like a Chris Reeves or, sorry about that, and whacking the camera. Um, you know, I love all those knives. Benchmade, Spyderco, all that. Matter of fact, this is what I carry on me every day. I haven't been carrying it lately only because it done Benchmade things and the ding dang Omega spring broke. It still works, but it has no detent. I mean, it comes out too easy. I don't want to cut myself. But a feller on here told me he was going to send me some Omega springs, and I appreciate you. It's going to be awesome. So I'm going to try to replace it myself. But I love this knife. It's not the same as this, you know, but there are a whole bunch of different things about it. But this to me is the same. It's the same thing. I don't use it for pocket jewelry, even though it says my name on it. It says Acts 238 right there on the back. It has 20 CV, and I put the cross on it. I'm a Christian man. I love the Bible. I love, God. So I wanted that on my knife. This was a custom knife. And I'll explain to you more why I put that on there and why I even have this knife later on in another video. But this one to me is something I can just pull out of my pocket, open up, cut something, put it back in my pocket, and it's a tool, right? And this to me too, I don't know why, but when I think of pocket knife, I also think about this, right? I don't know what it is about it. As soon as I seen the bug out, when they came out with the bug out, I'm like, that's my knife. And I went through a lot of things to try to afford one. I even opened up my own sharpening type business. I guess it wasn't a business. I just sharpened for folks, and took a $10 bill here and there, and finally got enough money to buy a bug out. But the bug out to me is one of those, instant classics. It's awesome. So when I think pocket knife, this is one of those things I think about. Also, the sod buster, or you could say bull buster in this case. But or bull nose. Oh, I won't have the GEC folks all over me for that one. But this one right here has more character than anything I've ever seen, with the micarta and the blade patina and the action. It just screams pocket knife to me. It screams what I think of in my mind when I think pocket knife. Love this, love this. And I just love that sound. I mean, there's got to be sound involved in a pocket knife. I mean, it's like you're not going to get me to drive an electric car. And the reason you're not going to do that is because there's no character to it. There's not that sound when you fire up the engine and you hear that cam loping and you hear the exhaust and you rev it up and you smell the fumes and the oil and the gas and the just it's not the same experience. And those who have had the experience of something they really loved, and when it turns into something else, it's not the same anymore. But I want my knives to have sound, right? Walk and talk. That's why they call it the walk and talk, because sound matters on a pocket knife. Believe that. So I just want to share this video with y'all, share a couple thoughts. I thank all y'all for your support. Thank you, Erica, Georgia Adventure, Jersey Guy. There's a bunch of folks that's been shouting me out, and I'm so thankful for that. So my subscribers keep climbing. And we done that giveaway, and I appreciate everybody involved in that and subscribing and sharing and liking and all that. And hopefully this channel will, grow a whole lot more. So appreciate that. Thank you all for sitting here with me, watching this video and hanging out with me. Richter knives. That's what I think of when I think of pocket knives. Richter out.